Good evening, this is your Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. It is 11:05 p.m. UK time, heading towards the witching hour. We are going to delve deep tonight, guys. Knock knock, is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, Trish, Franco, Hazeltine, Mystery, Border Collie, Wookie Bear. Am I live on YouTube as well? Hi, Teddy. Hi, Graham. I'll wait for people to come on. Just get my tea. Cheers. Nice British cup of tea here. How do you have your tea? Milk, one sugar. Cheers. I'll wait for people to come on. Some people know what's been happening. Good evening, YouTubers. Good evening, Twitch. How are you all doing? Good evening, Bunny. I gave you a shout out the last time I was on with the shawl. How are you doing? Lady with the beautiful shawl on YouTube. Nice to see you all. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you all are around the world. This is live, Newcastle upon Tyne, UK, north of the UK. We are going to delve deep tonight. We are at Underground. And we are going to look into world events, what's been happening. Apologies I couldn't be on last week. I'll tell you what's been happening when people come on. I've been getting loads of emails and messages saying, Louise, are you all right? And I'm saying, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just couldn't make it. I was really tired last week, but there was a reason. It wasn't anything to do with my health, but I've got to be careful with energies, you know, since I had the problem with my health, and I'm getting there. My poor mother, she fell in the garden last Thursday. I was sitting here doing a reading, and the neighbour had rang, my mother's neighbour had rang, and she was feeding the birds in the garden and fell in the garden and broke a hip and broke her arm. So it wasn't a good situation. So obviously I went down to the A&E with her. I was there for about 10 hours, found this out, and then she had to have an operation. They were worried about the operation, that she wouldn't make it or not, because she's got heart failure. So you could imagine it was, you know, to leave it wouldn't have been good. So took a chance. And I just want to say a big, big thank you to the surgeons, the hospital staff, the nurses, even the porters, all of them, for what they've done. Our NHS is brilliant. I'm going to look into it tonight because I'm a little bit worried about the NHS, because there's been a shortage of nurses, you know, on these wards. And I want to know what's happening with the money. We're going to look into all of that, what's happening with the state of our country. But yeah, I want to say a big thank you to the nurses and the doctors and everybody who's helped to save my mum, really. It's been really worrying. Do you want to come and say hello? So, as you know, I think I'll just move into that bloody hospital. I mean, I'm always there. I mean, the Freeman Hospital is where my mother is, and that's where the Northern Cancer Centre is, where I often go. I'll be going back there in October to see my oncologist, and I'll be keeping you all updated, but it looks really good. I have been to the hospital since I've last been on, because I was a little worried. I may as well tell you, because I keep you informed, because I found some lumps and bumps, and I was really stressed. And anybody who's gone through this journey will tell you any little niggle pain or any changes, you worry. So I rang them up. They said, come straight down, my breast nurse. And it was nothing. It was scar tissue. Thank the Lord. And I'm okay. So I'm back to see my oncologist in October, then my surgeon I'm back to see. I know the Freeman loves me, doesn't it? And the surgeon's then going to look at reconstruction the other side to match it. But I don't think I'll be getting that done till next year. To be fair, I'm sick to the back teeth of hospitals at the minute. I just need a rest. Everybody says I look well. I have been really drained because obviously the medication I'm on, there's so many different types of cancers out there. The medication I'm on is something what throws you into menopause, and it's made us greatly tired. But apart from that, I'm doing really well. They're really pleased with us. And far as I know, it's gone. It's I just take immunotherapy and I'm on a targeting therapy till next May. But I'm over all the heavy stuff. So yeah, it's just onwards and upwards, lifestyle change, all of that type of thing. But yeah, and unfortunately we ended up in the hospital, and I keep saying to them I'm going to end up moving in here. This is ridiculous. But you would laugh. I'll make you laugh today, right? So I've been to see my mum. I don't know if she's watching this. She might be watching it. I really don't know. Because it's hard to sleep in the wards, isn't it? And she needed to have her hair washed. And they have these caps. They have them for the elderly in the wards, where you put it's a shower cap. You put it on, and it's got like soap suds in it. Does anybody know what I'm going on about? And it's got moisturiser in, and you heat it up in the microwave, and then you put it on the head, and then you massage it in the head. And she's sitting in the bed, bless her, and she's going, "Oh, that's lovely, Louise, lovely." And I was giving her a head massage, and then you take it off after 5 minutes, and then you dry your hair. And she's got this dry shampoo caps, yeah, and she's got this like lovely blonde flicked bob. She's probably knackers for doing this, but I'm going to show you a little picture of her. So then the sister on the ward said, "Do you want to do the rest of the hairs?" All the little grannies on the wards. I says, I'll come in and do it. They need help. They need help. Now, wait a minute. I'll show you the picture of her. There she is. So as you can see, she broke her arm as well, and she's very frail. We're trying to build her up. She'll probably knackers for doing this. She'll say, "Louise, what did you do that for?" So she needs positive vibes as possible. It's my mother, Heather. So I've tucked her in bed, and I sat and had some tea with her, spent the afternoon with her, and just chatted to the nurses. The food's amazing in that hospital. Like I said, the nurses are lovely. They're just angels. Angels. And obviously it was my dad's birthday on the 20th, which was also my brother's memory. So, I've had a bit of a strange week. So that's why I've been a bit absent. And the usual things, as you know, this is just my part-time job. But planning on doing more. It's just been one of them crazy things. I've got to show you this. This is just something so sweet. So obviously my mum and dad they were kids in the wartime. And I've got this picture of my mum, and she's so sweet when she's about this age, about my granddaughter's age, about 7. And she's blonde hair, my mother, and she's got this big bow on her side of her head. And this picture's on the ward. They've got these beautiful pictures on the ward of like old-fashioned 40s pictures of all like the wartime. And I just took this, and it just looked so much like my mother when she was little. Look at these 2 little girls on the train. And I had to show you that. It just reminded us, the little one reminds us of my mother when she was little. And I'm very drawn to all that time, like Vera Lynn and all the old war songs, and the rations, what they went through when the Americans came to the UK and they brought the stockings in for the women and the chocolate and all of that, it just, fascinates us, and I'm drawn to it for a reason, and I'm wondering, you like them pics as well? I'm wondering if, if this energy is coming in because are we facing some sort of WW3? And I'm going to be looking into that, because the world's just ready to go pop, isn't it? It's just, there's so much negativity out there. I know the Tiny Tears dolls, the old-fashioned dolls with the knitted little clothes on. That's a real picture, that, guys, as well, you know what I mean? That's been actually taken from wartime children. How wonderful is that? I wonder if them ladies are still alive. Possibly so. Because a lot of the children went away, didn't they, to the country. I don't know about America, but in the UK, they had to go away to the country. In the London and places like that. You had the Blitz in London and all of that. Terrible times. I've got this lovely story. Well, my grandparents told us loads of lovely stories. But my grandma was breastfeeding my mum, and she was sitting in the dark. It was in the Midlands, and I don't know where in the Midlands, but somewhere in the Midlands. And she was on a hill in this house, looking down at the German spies were like coming down on parachutes, and she was sitting in the dark when my granddad was at work, and she was sitting in the dark watching that. So it was quite scary times, wasn't it, for what we went through. And I just think, are we facing something like that again? So I'm going to be looking into that. So we've got Jeanette Anderson here. My dear mum was a war bride. She was a welder during the war. She was a bomb girl, like on the TV shows. How amazing is that? My nana worked in the factories making the parachutes. Yeah. And I believe my grandma, she went round and she helped them, where they got bombed and things like that. So it was pretty scary times, the things that they went through. Do you know what I mean? So the UK's got a very, thanks for asking, Vanessa. The UK's got a very heavy energy over here at the moment. And maybe it's not everybody's noticing it, but people who are awakened are noticing it. Do you know what I mean? But there's definitely something ready to pop here. It's, all I'm going to say is that, Keir Starmer, you should be ashamed of yourself for what you have done by taking the money off the elderly who really need it, and for the fuel, and also basically what he's done to the NHS. And I just think that there's not just Keir Starmer, there's many leaders out there, they're so obsessed with all this, sending money out to war-like places. But what about helping your own country? What about helping your own people? And then people are awakening to this now. And so I'm going to be looking into what could become of this man. Yeah. And also the US. I want to look into who is this girl? Laura Luma. Who's that girl running around with you? So I'm going to be looking into that. And I did see, and I mean, there was a marvellous picture of her with a red dress on, and I said, watch for the woman in red. When the woman in red, I said she would be quite striking, that she would, that's when things are going to start to kick off with Trump, and that's starting to all come together, isn't it? Of course, Jane, what Jane's put in here on, I'm jumping here, on YouTube is, and Keir Starmer also stopped Jimmy Savile from being prosecuted, and that is so true. That is so true. That's how charming that man is. But like I said, it's like they've just got nothing in common with the common people. You know, he's a lord, for God's sake. He became a lord after what he did there. You know, they're all billionaires. They've got no idea of what the common people are struggling with. So today there was a very busy ward with a lot of elderly people, buzzers, and not enough nurses, and they are angels. Nurses are angels. They really, really are. And I just wanted to say that, you know. I wanted to get into nurse mode because I used to be a nurse and help them, you know, but you just can't do that because of insurance purposes. You know, you've got to be registered now as properly as a nurse. And I'm now not registered properly as a nurse. I would probably have to do me nurse training again. But I really could have helped them this afternoon because they really needed that help. Apparently, but there can be volunteers to come in. You know, I'm going to have a word again and I might just go in there one day and help them out. But it's just a nice ward watches on. It's a little bit far to travel. But hey ho, you know, I suppose, you know, it's just one of them things, you know what I mean? And once she gets stronger, so she can be more independent, then she'll be able to come home. And of course, we've got this thing, what's going on with Diddy is a distraction, yes. And I think a lot of things are distracted at the moment. I really, really do. So we've now got 689 on, wait a few more minutes and then we'll get started. And for new people coming in, it's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. So get you all seated and I call upon the angels to bring in the protection. And then if you need any healing protection prayers, write the name of the person, the persons, the animal, the situation down in the comment section. Excuse me. And you will receive the healing that you need. And yeah, I just think that it's a community that was formed. It sort of fell into place, didn't it? Because I didn't have the time to always make the videos. So I started doing the lives and it's become quite a thing, hasn't it? And I used to do the churches, you know, it's a bit like being at a spiritualist church and it's what we need. It's what we need in these troubled times. But yeah, it's all hyping up as we start to the countdown to the US election. Oh my lordy, I'll be looking into that as well. So I've got my cat cards and I've got my tarot cards and I've got my crystal ball. I'm just reading some of your lovely comments here. I bet you missed us last week. I would have come on, but like I said, I was so exhausted. And I couldn't have done you a will prediction. But you know, I've sat late at nights when it's been quiet and I've been getting a lot of downloads about crazy stuff, what's going to happen. And I'm going to see if I get it again tonight. I got a crazy download about Kamala Harris and it was last night. So I'm going to be looking into that as well. So it's all crazy stuff, what's going to start to fall into place. You like my accent? Oh, thank you. I'm not as Geordie as some people, you know. Some people are like so broad Geordie. I'm just sort of in betweeny. In betweeny. The US definitely needs to unite. It's ready for breaking point, isn't it? So with my mother's hip, it's not as bad as you think. So you've got my hip bone. You've got the hip bone, right, which is the worst break of all. And then you've got the bone what goes into the hip bone, and that's what's snapped. So it's like a partial hip that she's had, and they've had to like fix that and put like a steel thing in. But I mean, for her being little and tiny, she's whizzing along that corridor on that Zimmer frame. She's like Billy Whiz. And she's really strong, really strong. So they're really pleased with her. And the nurses are so lovely. You know, ball and socket, yeah. It's got a name. She did say what it was called. I'll find out and I'll let you know. Yeah, people need a lot of financial healing. I might talk about that tonight, actually. It's so important if you can try and get into the law of attraction, because if you feed into the panic, sometimes it makes it worse. Do you know what I mean? Good evening, Barefoot in Alaska. Lovely to see you. It's very challenging times on Earth, very challenging times. Oh, by the way, as well, my cat. For people who, I've got 2 cats, Zizi and Nala, and of course, Nala is half a Bengal, which is hilarious. And the other one's a beautiful pure black cat, Bombay cat. And she ended up getting dermatitis and started to lose her fur around her neck, and it's grown back, but it still has days where she'll have a flare up, and it's, you know, I've had to go through the allergy routes with her and everything. Anyway, the pink hand wash that you have in the hospital called Hibby Scrub. You know Hibby Scrub hand wash? Well, the nurse gave us some of that, and I put her in a Hibby Scrub bubble bath. Zizi. It was hilarious. So she was in the kitchen sink. I put her in the kitchen sink with pink bubbles, and she was purring away. And I thought, we'll see how that goes. And it's nearly cleared it up. Hibby Scrub. Can you believe it? So if you Google about Hibby Scrub, the vets use it. They use it for prepping the fur, like prepping the skin on an animal. You can use it on horses, cats, anything, guinea pigs, literally anything, right? And it's just like an antiseptic wash, but they use it for preparation for before operations. Why didn't the vet tell us about Hibby Scrub? It's an antibacterial and antifungal. And it would have saved us hundreds on the vets. You nearly suggested Hibby Scrub. Well, she has a Hibby bath. And not too much. Sometimes I'll bathe it and I'll give her like a little bed bath, and I'll bathe the sore with some cotton pads. It's shriveling it up. I couldn't believe it. All the bloody medicine she's had and everything, and then it's bloody Hibby Scrub's gone and nearly fixed her. So fingers crossed. I just thought I would tell you that. So Hibby Scrub is a antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, and an anti-itch. It's all about the money, isn't it? All about the money. I just thought I would tell you that as well. Right, so let's get started. I know, severe dermatitis, guys, as well, she had. She's still hiding away. And apparently, I didn't realise cats can be quite vain. So I've had to keep telling her she's beautiful, and she's got a beautiful black coat, and she's a beautiful princess, and she's started to come out of her shell a little bit. They're very complex. They're not like dogs, you know what I mean? Dogs are so much happy-go-lucky. But cats are just on another level, aren't they? They're so funny. Right. It's all about the money, isn't it? Hibby Scrub is good for people if they have, chapped winter hands. Let's begin. I hope I'm not too near the mic as well. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. Let's bring Metrodon in as well. I invoke Archangel Metrodon, I invoke Archangel Metrodon, I invoke Archangel Metrodon. I ask my great spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, and Ra. I also ask anybody to come forth from the spirit world, extraterrestrials living in the spirit world, like to come through from any dimension, animal kingdom, fairy elementals, and the angel realm, to form this circle of light tonight to keep us all safe and for healing and for the right answers. With love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. Amen. Okay. I didn't use I should have got my prayer thingy, shouldn't I? I might get it at the end of the show for you all. So many people are needing healing. So many people. Yeah, Michael's my favourite. Yeah, Michael's the man. Yes, he's the warrior. I tell you what, they're roaming this earth at the moment. I need to do a video on angels. They are definitely roaming this earth because the veil is so thin. I got it a little while back, you know. Remember when I was talking about it last year, I was talking about that the portholes had opened, but I also felt that to do with CERN, they had been messing around with something and they had opened something and it had let loose some sort of monster type of thing, unleashed onto earth type of thing. But it was, I feel there's thousands of angels coming in onto earth now, and you got the good, the bad, and the ugly type of thing. We've just got it's a spiritual war that we're in at the moment. It really is. But I do believe that the big bods, you know, Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, they are here and they are helping people. They're very busy, extremely busy. And you know, I know it's just like a Hollywood film, but you know, is it the City of Angels? Who was the actor what was in that? And he played the City of Angels. And at dawn they would all be standing there with their dark coats on and that. I sort of say that, you know, they are roaming this planet at the moment. They really, really are. And there's trillions and trillions of light angels. There's dark angels as well, but there's trillions more light angels. Armies are coming in as I speak from Archangel Michael to support everybody who needs it. From grief to sickness to worry, you know, the angels are there and we just need to ask for help. Nicolas Cage, that's right. And he was going to turn back into he didn't want to be an angel, didn't he? Because he wanted to be with that woman. That was right. I like that film. So they are here. I don't know if I ever told you about when the dogs were alive. I used to let them go into the garden, you know, when they needed that wee poo poo. And it was late one night, and I opened the door, and to let the dogs to go into the back garden. It's like it's all gated area, and this great big huge angel. I believe it was Michael, but I got such a shock. I felt like I was going to fall to my knees. It was such a godly experience. It was definitely an angel. And because I got such a shock, I slammed the door shut. As I slammed, little Sissy, my little Jack Russell, she's like Feline off Bambi, she ran back in. But Oliver was a big lad, you know what I mean? He was a chunky dog. And he couldn't run very fast. And he didn't seem to pick it up, so I just left him. But Sissy seen it because she was very tuned in. But I actually locked Oliver in the garden, and I ran back in. And then when I went back out to get Oliver in, Michael was gone. But now I wished I hadn't have done that. But he was huge. He was absolutely massive. And he was standing in my garden. Has there been anybody in this audience tonight who's had angel experiences? But they are around. They're definitely around, and you can get signs from feathers, that type of thing. Ask them, and they'll show you. They really will. And I've heard harps. I've heard singing of angels. Many times. But the harps was nice. Has anybody heard harps? But it was a very godly. I felt a very godly experience when he was standing in the garden. Right, where we're going to start? I think we'll start with the cards. We'll put the crystal ball there because the crystal ball is very special. And she gives off the visions, and we'll just put her there. I've seen Jesus. I've seen Jesus a few times. Once when I was young, I was lying in bed. I think I had a temperature. I might have had tonsillitis or something. And I was lying in bed, and he came through the bedroom door, and he was floating at the end of my bed. And it was definitely Jesus. It was the most beautiful experience ever. And he was smiling. Has anybody seen Jesus? Okie dokie. Dainty in YouTube. Speaking of an angel, I seen one in the clouds Friday blowing a trumpet. That's amazing. Christ consciousness. It's about, isn't it? And I think it's about. Well, I think there's an attack on the church at the minute. I mean, not everybody's a Christian, but come on, man. I mean, if anybody else attacked any other religion, we would get censored or whatever. But it seems to be quite rife on YouTube alone, doesn't it? That there's a lot of people out there who pull down Christianity. And it seems quite acceptable, and I don't think it's acceptable at all. I'm just reading some of your experiences. So let's go straight into it. Maggie, Motherwell, I have seen Jesus. Yeah, because I've been saying for ages that we're rewriting the new book, the big book. I think the world needs it. Michael, to me, is a bodyguard, isn't he? So what you say is, if you need any help from Archangel Michael, you say, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, and then say, please protect whoever. I'm going to say, please protect my mum tonight, keep her safe from all evil entities, negative entities, on world, off world, as above and below. Keep her safe with the blood of Jesus Christ. Safe, well and happy, with love and light, love and light, love and light. You always say that 3 times, and it works. Really I should have invoked Gabriel or Raphael because they're the healing angels. So say like if you've got a teenager what goes missing, or somebody who's gone off and you don't know where they are and you're worried, Michael's the guy, and he'll protect them and he'll keep them safe when they're out and about and bring them back safe. So you can just say whatever you want. Long as you say, I invoke Archangel Michael 3 times, and then ask him what you want, tell him, and then afterwards with love and light, love and light, love and light. So before we get into the nitty gritty, I just want to do this with we're talking about angels and trumpets and all of that. Will we ever have in our lifetime a godly, I don't know what to say, what would it be? Would it be like the day of reckoning? Are we going to experience or see this in our lifetime? Yes. The financial system's going to definitely go down. So it's a yes. Let's pull some more cards out. Hiya, Debbie. Oh, now I want to say a big thank you to the moderators on both forums on Twitch and YouTube for keeping this forum safe. Big thumbs up to you. And don't forget to give us a like if you like this. Are we going to have a godly experience? It's a yes. We're in it now. We're actually in it now. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Definitely. So we've got the Empress, and I always say that is like Mother Earth. She's hurting. She's feeling it. I see her as like a conscious being. All right. I would say that I hate connecting politics with godly stuff, because I think that a lot of people in the truth community do that, and I don't think it's right. I don't think God sees, but I think certain people who come to earth, how do I put this, come to make changes in our society, who are meant to be at the place at the right time. And I just believe that the shit is about to hit the fan massively in the United States of America. And I do believe it will be around the US election. That is Kamala Harris, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So it looks like she's going to be taking the... We are really being tested at the moment, and I believe that anything's possible, you know. I think that we've got altered timelines. I believe that it's possible you could get in. Yeah, anything's possible. Nothing's for certain when I'm doing this. You have to keep open-minded, but I just think that I'm a little concerned if he does get in, that something's going to happen to him. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I wish that to happen, because I don't wish that to happen. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only, but I'm saying this is a psychic point of view. All right? But what I do get is that it looks at the moment like Kamala Harris is going to take the seat in the White, is going to be the one who's going to be inaugurated. All right? But also, I'm just going to double check on this, but it's going to escalate into something of a breakdown in communications in the US. And it's all part of everything changing. Does that make sense? So we've got the Queen of Swords. She's not going to be inaugurated once. Listen carefully to this. But twice. Now, before you get your knickers in a twist, all right, this this is a timeline I'm connecting with. Does that mean that if anything happened to Biden, President Biden, would that mean that they would sign her in before the US election? Is that possible? But then there would have to be still an election. If Biden steps down or anything happens to Biden, she will be the 47th president, yes. And then is it possible that the election can still go along? That's not going to stop the election, is it? So that means that could that be how she could be getting inaugurated twice? Yes. You'll have to keep this right here. I'm not like the world's best when it comes to politics and stuff like that. It's just what I'm feeling. I feel she's going to take something twice. Let's have a look. But she wouldn't be inaugurated. All right. So would she? Well, how does it work? Would she not have to sign something in? I don't know how it works. And the other option is that she gets in twice. Okay. So, is there any other timelines that is possible? Anything is possible. Literally anything can happen. It's very possible. Because we've got the Star card, and we've got the Lovers, and we've also got Hope. So, maybe I think that, whatever you decide and what you support, just send the wishes out. You know what I mean? Because I think that there's nothing more stronger than vote. Whatever you need to do is to vote. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's going to be quite a funny one. I really, really do. I think that there's a situation, what's going to happen. This is what I predict what's going to happen. I predict that Kamala Harris is going to be the one what's going to be announced. And then I think there'll be a kick-off. I think that there'll be accusations of cheating from the other side. And then I think that there's going to be a breaking down of communications. That's what's going to happen. But maybe that has to happen to change everything. Do you know what I mean? Now, if Trump gets in, just get comfortable. If Trump gets in, let's jumpers. We've got jumpers. Ooh, okay. Right, so it's possible. It's very, very possible because you've got the World card, but you've also got the Magician, and you've got the Seven of Swords. So my concern is that something could happen to him. The comment section's going up that fast. I can't read it. Louise, just some food for thought. Kamala was at some of those P. Diddy. Was she really? I'll have a look at that one. I don't know about that one. And then what Michelle's put here is, which is interesting, and so was Trump and Melania at the Diddy parties too. I think there would have been a lot of them. So that's a concern that, something could happen. Pretty horrible situation, isn't it? He is here to change things. No matter, love him or hate him, he's definitely here to change things. But I don't think things are going to go the way he thinks it's going to go. What I do get, and I've been getting this for quite a while now, it's like he's just gone poof. It's like something's going to happen, and it's like poof, he's gone. And it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end, and then all that hatred towards him, they're going to not know what to do because he's not going to be there to throw that hatred towards him. It's really weird. That I always look at that and I sort of see New York in the background there. I think they're going to get him on a few different things as well. It's like they're adamant they're going to take him down. But looking at the bigger picture, right, I'm stepping out of the situation because I'm not an American, and I'm not a Republican, and I'm not a Democrat, but I'm looking at the bigger picture, looking out of it. What my guides are saying here is that he's not fit in the narrative for the new earth coming in. He's not the answer. He's the answer for change, to bring in the change, but he's not what's going to bring in the healing into America. Now, that doesn't mean Kamala is either, but she could be the stepping stone. But I am telling you now, I will show my arse in Harrod's window. I normally say Phoenix window. I'm going to say Harrod's window today because I'm on YouTube. Kamala Harris will be the first woman president. And it's paving the way for huge change. So no matter what you think of her, it's historic, because she's not just a woman. She's not just a woman. She's a woman of colour. And that's huge. For America, that's huge. Huge. But I also believe that she's she's paving the way for bigger change to come in. I don't know why a few weeks ago, but I got a weird feeling to do with Trump and Kennedy. If he does get in, something will happen to Trump and Kennedy will be by his side, not that other guy. There is another timeline. There is another timeline. And that guy is Kennedy. The man with the speech impediment will be the man who stands in the White House, not Trump. Just what I'm seeing. These are the two timelines that I'm seeing tonight. Might be different next week, but this is what I'm seeing at the minute. But it's getting, I feel like as the days are going on, it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So that's big. Round about the time everything's going to kick off in the US. Let's have a look. It's not going to be a simple answer on the 5th of November. So over here in the UK we have remember the 5th of November. It's all to do with Guy Fawkes, which is interesting how it's landed on Guy Fawkes. It's going to definitely be that to do with the US. Remember the 5th of November. It's going to be explosive. It really is. It's going to be bigger than what the January the 6th thing was. I think there'll be a lot of problems. I really, really do. And I don't think that the answers are going to come in straight away. I think there'll be a lot of pondering on and faffing on. I'm actually getting January. December, January. So around about the time all this kicks off, there's a bigger thing which will be happening. And I know I'm not saying it's not important to the US, because of course it's important, right? But what I'm saying to you is there's a bit even more important thing what's kicking off, and it's to do with worry, to do with the WW3, and I'm seeing Putin's face here, so let's pull some cards out. The 4 heads of the beast, and he's one of them. He's not all nicey how some people in the truth community says, oh, he's nice. He's not nice. None of them are nice. They're all about this. They're all about money. What I do feel very, very strongly that there's going to be a very famous man, politician, I don't know which one it is. I actually feel there could be more than one situation of a sudden passing, like a state funeral type of thing. But you've got to look at that. There's a lot of people who are elderly anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really want to say who it is, but there's going to be a situation there. Announcements. So in the past when I've gone on about that, when I was saying that if Trump was up against Biden, Trump would have got in. If Trump's up against a woman, it'll be a woman who will take him out of the next election. And not just a woman of colour. I've said this before. I've gone on about this for the last year. But I said the timeline could change. I'm seeing a situation like that again. There's crossed timelines here. Crossed timelines. Judgment. Got the Judgment Day. We're going to be so distracted. So distracted. I feel something is going to kick off with the UN. I'm going to give you some numbers here because I'm like seeing visions here now. This has been a build up because I wasn't on last week, so you're going to probably get a lot tonight. Write these numbers down. These are like dates which are going to come in to do with big changes. I'm getting the 17th, the 18th, the 11th, the 24th, the 28th, the 9th. What they're going to do. Tell me, Jed, what is the different timelines? I see a vision. It's late at night. Trump's in Mar-a-Lago. And it's swarming with FBI. I'm hearing a shot. I'm hearing shooting a shot. This is distraction. And I've said this before, like, don't look over there, look over there. All these different things all happening late at night. All happening, all these different scenarios. If Kamala that's one of the timelines. The other timeline is if Kamala gets in, he's not in the country. It's like he's done a runner. It's like he's just gone, poof. It's like he's done a runner. And I don't know if it's because if he leaves the country that they can't do anything. I really don't know. Is that possible? You didn't seem the type of man to do a runner, but that's what I'm getting. See what else I get. It's so godly what's happening at the moment. While all this is going on, there's beings, and I'm seeing them sort of on Earth but not on Earth. It's like there's parts of Earth we don't even know what exists. And I'm not talking about places like in Antarctica. I'm talking about, it could be underground places, I really don't know. You know what I mean? We'll have to do a woo-woo night one night and do my remote viewing. But I see these beings and they've got like long necks. They're very spiritual beings. But they're here for the good of humanity and they're here for the good of the planet. And it's as if I'm getting the word creator has been given to us. The word creators, not creator, creators. And it's as if they are allowing certain situations to happen, certain timelines to happen to bring what up to date. There is Judgment Day coming. It's like the trumpet coming out the sky, that. Creator beings, extraterrestrial beings, but working with man. Okay. We need to watch the skies this year. I know I've been seeing it for a while, but we need to watch the skies. I'll definitely do a woo-woo. Is it possible, I'm just going to ask my guides, is it possible that the Day of Judgment, or, you know, how they talk in the Bible about, is it extraterrestrial? Think about it. Angels, aliens, aliens, angels. Is it all the same? Is it linked? Is it extraterrestrial contact? Give me a true answer. Spirit. I'm going to look at this Laura Loomer as well. Oops, we've got a 1. Strength. Oh God, I'm getting something coming through here. Wait a minute. I need a drink. Children of New Earth. You are all about to witness great revelations on your planet. This is jazz from the future. I've had jazz before. Okay. Children of the sun, we come with peace, we come with acknowledgement. We've come to tell you there is great change to take place across your planet. It is not a time to be weak. It is not a time to hold back your tongue. It is a time to be proud and to understand that you are here at a great pinnacle point on this planet for great change for humanity. Understand there is no such thing as time. Time is all set as an illusion. Everything is simultaneously all happening at the same time, past, present, and future. Not to understand, religion needs to be corrected as it was manipulated. I am not saying that your great prophets did not walk on your planet. They did. But there has been great restriction. You need to look at the heart of the beast. The Vatican holds a lot of answers. The smoke will come from the Vatican very soon. Great change is upon us all. You will witness. Time will stop. Time will stand still. It is a situation that has to happen to bring you up to date. Everything will go black, everything will go dark. You will question what time it is. It is the Great Reset. Do not worry. Just stay close with your loved ones, your friends, your family, and have faith that God, the great creator, is protecting you all. I am Jazz from the future, as you would say. I operate on a different timeline, and I am communicating as this communicator, this channeler is channeling me. I am from the US Army 3030. I am a super soldier. There will be a fall with Russia and a rise with Russia. The woman will rise again in Russia. And the woman will rise within the United States of America. It will bring forth the catalyst and set everything into place. I am speaking from a different timeline, and to tell you that Earth will change greatly within your next decade. You will also experience extraterrestrial life. There will be contact. Do not stress. It will be epic. The ones that have been controlling you are slowly being taken out. Be prepared for change with your idols that you have standing on your platforms. You have them, you look up to them, for they are not who you think they are. Do the inner work and believe in you. Believe who you are. A great fall will happen in the United States of America. And for a short time, it will be run with 2 presidents from either side. This has happened before. Maybe it's in another place and another time. The Great Freeze will bring in the new technology, orchestrated from the Arcturians. The crystal gate will bring in the new technology. Prepare for new Earth. Prepare for great change. Live in the here and the now, and raise your vibrations to who you really want to be and who you are. And understand we are where we need to be as a human civilization. Mankind will live on, and mankind will rise. As I talk to you from my current timeline, there is not just humanity that is living on Earth openly. We are living harmlessly in harmony with our galactic brothers and sisters. And disclosure will change medicine and help humanity. You have the key. Expect great change. This is Jazz. Goodbye. Interesting. Is anything more, Jazz? when there is a great train derail, a disaster, disclosure will not be far. Goodbye for now. Goodbye. Let me get a cup of tea. Jazz from the future. I'm sure I brought her through before. I'm not sure if it's been on a live or I've done a video with her. You'd have to look back through my old library. Jazz. Let me see if I can find her. Super soldier. Well, I didn't think I'd be tapping into her tonight. I don't know if it's been in me live. Let me have a look. Give me 2 minutes. Oh, there she is. Oh, sugar.
Most of you won't know.
Right. I know how to get into that. You've got to go into the other thing, the studio. Right. Give me 2 minutes and yeah, I'm going to look into this Laura Loomer as well. The lives. I'm sure I've channeled Jazz before. Where is she? There she is. There's Jazz. Okay. So if you ever want to like look down onto me, you go into the live section and into the YouTube after this show, obviously. And if you go into the live category of the history, it was actually 2023 in February. I channeled her, Super Soldier, channeling Jazz. There she is. Message from the future, channeling Jazz. Actually, it would be interesting to see what I had said back then, wasn't it? Interesting. Yes. So Jazz hasn't passed over. Jazz was telecommunicating, like telepathic channeling. A bit like what I do when I channel the extraterrestrial beings. Right. So it looks like we're going to be in for some drama running up to just after the election. I think it's going to be very dramatic. Is Putin going to... 7 cards on Putin. Let's see how this WW3 scenario is going to take off. We've got the Star card. We've got the Queen of Wands. We've got the Magician. Everything's like trickery, trickery, trickery. Teddy, Jazz said Trump would be on the US money. Yeah, she did, didn't she? So that's interesting. Trickery, trickery. We've got the Magician card. And look what it's coming up to. It's coming, the trickery's coming up next to the Queen of Wands. So I wonder if that is Kamala Harris. Only time will tell. trickery. Page of Cups. The great creators want a younger being in to change the states, to change United States. Okay. Right. I'm actually feeling that I wonder if it's got something to do with Ukraine. What's happening at the moment? Yes. Right, so there's a situation going. I'm getting the UN as well. I don't know why. But I'm getting a situation. I've got the double magician here. That is so creepy. So I feel it's as if that there's a lot of trickery happening at the moment. Well, you know, and they're holding a lot of stuff back. Okay. It could be to do with Ukraine. I see a situation, and I don't know if it's because the UK has been funding and the US has been helping and funding for weaponry to help Ukraine, and I don't know if it's got something to do with that, right? That's round like a. What I'm getting as I look at that, the temperance, I'm actually getting it's around a historic, or it's around a day on the calendar what's precious. So it could be Christmas Day, Boxing Day as well, big announcements. But that could also be around Thanksgiving as well. Okay, so we've got the Temperance card there. We've got the Ten of Swords. I think there's going to be a situation what's going to have what on the edge of our seats. This is what they want, isn't it? The globalists want this, don't they? Now, I'm going to be straight to the point here. If Trump got in, it would all get stopped. The war stuff. Okay, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing a situation. That doesn't mean it can't change. But at the minute, I'm seeing a situation where it's the other way around. But we're just going to hold the space. We've just got to stay and live in the here and the now. And just be grateful for what we've got. Do our inner work. And I do believe that things will start to all come out. I don't know why I'm getting France. I don't know why I'm getting the UN. I don't know, there's something big happening there as well. And it all comes out again to do with Judgment Day. Like judgment. I see people stuck in airports and I feel it's like they can't get out, and it's got something to do with the air, but then it's got something to do with what Jazz was saying, and which I've said before, where everything goes dark, nothing works, nobody knows what the time is, it's the system, and it's going to affect the flights and stuff like that. That's what's going to happen. So it could be a cyber attack. It doesn't have to be nuclear, you know, but that could be devastating. You know, a cyber attack could be very devastating. And you've got to understand, you know, there's a lot of weaponry out there now, what we don't even know what's, you know, there's some big stuff there, what we don't know about, weaponry and that. I've just been shown fighting robot dogs and stuff like that, you know what I mean? in killer bees. They're giving us stuff like that. It's a frequency in the air, and it reminds us of that film with Obama in, or Obama was he the one who was promoting it? I really don't know, but it's to do with that frequency thing in the air. There would be something like that. But what is going to happen? What is definitely going to happen is there's going to be a crash in the economy. That is definitely going to happen, and there's going to be a crash with the dollar. Now, I do see Trump on money, but that doesn't mean he's going to be the next president of the United States. You can have loads of people on money. I mean, you know what I mean? But it could just be to do with a historic thing. You really don't know. But as I've just seen there, I've just seen Kamala Harris, and I've also seen her on money as well. And it's funny, you know, how do I put this over without sounding nasty or insulting? Because Kamala Harris, to me, she doesn't really look black, does she? Even though she's part black. But the money on the with that picture, as I'm seeing it, it does make her look a little bit more like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but she's got like it in her DNA, hasn't she? She's got it somewhere in her. Part black. And the rest of us Indian, is that right? Just half and half, or a bit of both? I really don't know. But definitely a woman of colour. Do you know what I mean? But the money, if this timeline takes place, what I'm saying to you, it's making her look more Jamaican looking. That's what I'm saying. It's making her look more like that on the note. Just remember that. That's what I see. Do you know what I mean? Well, she's got a bit of that in her. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, that's by the by. That's just what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What else? Got the Justice card. Then I see a situation with an airport, and I see bedlam on in an airport as well. So there's different events to take place. You know what I mean? Then you have that sort of airport, where is it, in the US? Where you've got, well, I don't know if they've still got it on there. They had like all this disturbing art of like war and destruction. I feel like I've struck some chords here with what I said. I'll repeat what I said. I personally don't think she looks black. But my understanding is, with what they talk about, that she's part black and part Indian. So she's a woman of colour. But I feel like I've struck a nerve with what people are getting really head up about it. Don't get head up about it. What I said to you is that I'm feeling like they're making her on the note look more Jamaican looking on the note. But that's what they do, don't they? That's what propaganda does and media does. You know, with that Mickey Mouse money, what they just print. Do you know what I mean? It's hilarious. I tell you what, the way the bloody economy's going at the minute, I wish I had a bloody money printing machine. Don't use, guys. It's so worrying. People are so struggling. Let's have a look. This is so strange. So I've got Donald Trump here and Kamala Harris. And there will be conflict. There will be confusion. And it's not going to be... Does it land on a Tuesday or a Wednesday? Maybe it's going to be a very close tie or whatever. I really don't know. But I think that I see the Republicans, like on that side, the MAGAs getting very angry. That's what I'm seeing at the moment. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter tonight, because I'm going to look into other things. But it's brewing, and I actually don't think that the answer is going to come in straight away on the 5th. It's a Tuesday. Yeah. The same cards are coming out. We've got, again, he's been brought in for change. But something, it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. Remember the 5th of November. It's going to be very interesting. Of course, I'll be in here, you know, and obviously we're ahead in the UK. And I'll be watching me cats because we have bonfire night, which I know you have that on your Independence Day, don't you? And you've got to watch your animals and that. So my cats do not like fireworks. So I'll be in here protecting me cats. You know what I mean? Well, there'll be real fireworks going off in the US. The ten of Wands. Blue's taking it, like I'm sticking with it. Like I say, I will show my arse in Harrod's window. That is what I'm sticking with at the minute, and I'm sticking with it. That's the strongest timeline what's coming out at the minute. That's Kennedy. Where am I getting Kennedy? Kennedy's popping out here. Right, there's something going on with him, isn't there? I've got the Strength card and I've got the Hermit. And I always get when the man stands in snow, you will know the truth. And I get that sort of energy with him. I think that, I'm not saying he's the man what stands in snow, but I think that there's some surprise coming with him. There's a surprise coming with Kennedy. It's not a bad surprise. I can see him making announcements on something. There's going to be complete bedlam on. And I don't know if Trump's leaving the country or he's going somewhere. I really don't know. Or he's just gone. But I just know that it all happens very, very quick. It all happens very, very quick. So I don't say nuclear. There'll be threat of nuclear. It's more frequency in cyber. It's more frequency in cyber. That's what's coming up. Right. Let me get a cup of tea. Oh yeah, a lot of surprises. I've just got a funny feeling about Hawaii before I'm going to get my crystal ball out in a minute. So maybe, I don't know what the volcano situation's like over there. Because I'm hearing like a rumbling, but I don't know if that's to do with, I know it could be storms. Or it's something to do, I'm getting worried with Hawaii, but people will be all right. But I just get worried with Hawaii. And I don't know if it's got something to do with a volcano on one of the islands. It could be that. Or it could be something to do with storms. More storms. okay. The NHS in the UK. More lasers starting fires in Hawaii. Give me a true answer for the NHS. 7 cards on here, Starman, what's going on in this country as well. In the NHS. She'll be fine, but she's taken a toll. I think there's going to be possible nurses going on strike at some point. A dark day is to come to the UK. It's like dark and bleak. It looks like sort of like November weather. But I mean, we'll have November weather. We could have it up to like February, March, you know what I mean, of next year. But it looks dark and gloomy and smoggy fog. And I see headlines in the newspaper headlines, the tabloids, and it's something about the darkest day in history for the UK. And I don't know why I'm getting that. And it's like they're going to try and vote him out. They're going to try and get him out. But it's something to do with funding, or there's a problem coming. There's something coming out about the UK to do with the NHS. And I'm also feeling that there's going to be huge scandals coming out to do with councils. It's the old system falling. That's what it's all about. It's the old system falling. And also teachers is coming out as well. I've got the children here. Teachers. I mean, the latest situation where we had that guy with the BBC, you know, and then he got let off, you know, the paedophile man, you know, what's he called again? I can't think of his name. And he got let off. Hugh person. What's he called? He got let off. Where's the justice in it? I'll never know. Anybody else, you know what I mean? But I think there's just 2 rules. There's 2 rules. Edwards. There's just 2 rules for these people, you know what I mean? And I just, what I get is that when the darkest day for the UK comes, I actually do feel there'll be a lot of marching protests to happen. This is what I predict. This is not what I want. This is what I predict. And by the way, this is for entertainment purposes only, in case any haters out there, what, you know what I mean? Because it's what I predict. I foresee and I see things. There's something coming, and it's, if it doesn't happen by the end of the year, I'll be very surprised. You're looking into next year, because sometimes I can read a year out. He will be voted out by the people. There he is, and he's getting thrown out. I mean, he's representing Labour Red, but he's not really. I mean, we've got the lizard there in the bottom corner. That's what he is. He's just like a little lizard person. I need a mint. 2 minutes. Edwards gets let off, and yet women get jailed for posting hurty words on Facebook. Exactly. Say no more. Say no more on this individual. But going down. That's what I'm saying with him. He's going down. He's going down. It will be replaced by another Labour person, like the Tories did, you know what I mean? Sorry for sucking this mint, guys. I'm come over all queasy just with me medication, so sometimes I'll suck a extra strong mint and it brings us out of it. A high priestess. Yeah, there's a dark day to come in the UK. And I think that there's going to be, say, like a man with a flag, and there's going to be a lot of arrests, and he's actually going to be like labelled as this sort of tyrant, Nazi person, what he is. And it's going to go down in history, but like I say, I don't believe for 1 minute that the people have voted in this tyrant, you know what I mean? And I think that the people of the UK need to be given that option to vote him out. I do believe that there's going to be changes coming in for the Labour Party. Massive changes. And talking about the red, I believe going back to the Republican side, I believe there's going to be massive changes for the Republican Party to come. And it's got something to do with Trump and Laura Loomer. I'll get back to that in a minute. But I would say it's temporary. I mean, it could be there till Christmas. Unfortunately, 2025 will bring the catalyst, will bring everything down in the UK. But the British people will rise. That's what I'm being shown. So remember that. And the NHS has taken a rock now, and people need to start speaking up about it. Because too much money is going into mass war of destruction when it should be going into the NHS to helping the British people. I think there's a lot more people are going to rise on this. There's going to be an uprising. Even with school children, you know, like teenagers are going to be start talking about this. It's like I can see banners saying no war. Help the NHS. We need peace. This is our country. No war. It's our money, the taxpayers' money. I mean, getting back to the council, and I talked about this a few weeks ago, like where I live, like in the north of the UK, like the grass was like right up to our waists nearly. I mean, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you know, really, really long grass, and the council went sending around their grass cutters to cut the grass. And everyone, what we were being told was it was because it was to protect the wildlife. Well, a load of bullshit. Nothing to do with protecting the wildlife, you know what I mean? What, the rats of West Denton, where we live, the street rats. I think it was because that there's no money there to pay the grass cutters, because something is getting sifted elsewhere. It's going elsewhere. Well, money. Gaslighting, yeah. So I think there's a big scandals to come out with that. Trebo extra strong mints. Only 69p. I've gone through pounds and pounds of the bloody sweets through me cancer treatment. And it stops sickliness. And they really work. Being a godsend. Not good on the teeth line, but, or the waistline, but hey ho. So my treatments are going okay. Thank you, Christine. Like I say, I just come over queasy sometimes, that's all. And I just have a peppermint sweet and then they go away. Right. Pentacles. I see Keir Starmer in trouble, and I don't know why. I see shamed, in trouble. I see big changes to come. Possibly a woman could replace him. Possibly. I'm also seeing a man with like brownish greyish hair, quite slimish as well, and a woman. But he's not going to be in for long. So remember that. And of course he's been accepting donations from Lord Ali as well. Yeah, we know about that. If anybody doesn't know what I'm going on about, you'll have to check it all out, because I don't really want to go in it with it being streamed on through YouTube. But in a nutshell, basically, it seems like he's... I don't know, I just think it's like he's been well bribed, this Keir Starmer. Do you know what I mean? I get a feminine energy to possibly overtake definitely the US, but also the UK. It's coming through really strong. So yeah, it's according to this here, we've got 4 months from now the shit is going to hit the fan. So that's taken away from the election. So let's work that out. October, November, December, January. That's like it could be around the inauguration as well, couldn't it? January is going to be quite big. And problems, there's going to be problems. Going back over there to the US again, that's coming through really strong. And I'm seeing, oh God, where's that bloody place called? Not the White House, the other place. The Capitol. I'm seeing the Capitol, and I'm seeing voting on something, and I see problems. Congress. Something really big is about to take place after the election, and it's to do with the future of the US, actually. That's big, huge. Okay, we've got the Knight of Cups, we've got the Six of Pentacles. I want to say a lot of it's all distraction. That's what's coming out. So I'm going to put these back together again. I'm going to pull a set of cards out on Laura Loomer and see what's going on with Trump and Laura Loomer, just because I'm nosy. And then we're going to get the crystal ball. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. The Capitol building, yeah. I feel there's going to be something to kick off. Thank you, Marilyn. Right. What's going on with Laura Loomer and Donald Trump? Are they really having an affair? Or is it just a friendship? Please give us a true answer. One more. I like that what Mummy's put into it. Louise, do you have a skin routine? It's so flawless. I'm envious. Soap and water. I should have a skin routine. All I do is soap and water. Simple soap. It's like a pure soap. That's all I use. I like what Julie Brett's put there in YouTube. Anyone else in the UK had their street lighting turned off at night to save money? Apparently, I haven't, like. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Right, what's going on with old Trumpy boy and Laura Loomer? I mean, there's a hell of an age gap, isn't it? Mind you, that's not stopped him in the past, like, has it? We'll not have another mint. Sorry, guys, for chomping down there. They're just so lovely. That's funny, she's coming out Queen of Cups. Does she dye her hair black? She's not like a natural brunette. Let's see. One of my feelings as well. Oh my goodness me. There's no smoke without fire. There is something. I think what he likes is, he likes the attention. I mean, obviously she's very passionate to promote him, and have they done something together? He's took her out to dinner and that. He's took her out to dinner and there's been flirtation. And I don't think Melania's likes her. There's been something. They've done something, but I don't know if they've gone the full way. But there's been something. But I'm still undecided. It's more like she just wants to promote stuff for him and talk about him, and he likes that type of thing. There's something to come out about all of this. There's some scandal to come out about this, and it's going to come out within the two. Okay. Terry. I just want to ask the cards this. Is Laura Loomer going to be the downfall of him? Excuse me. Not that I'm keen on the woman, Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I actually agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene on this situation. That I actually think that she's bad for the Republican Party. And I think that I think that Laura Loomer's going to be the downfall for changing the Republican Party. She's the woman in the red dress. And I've talked about the woman in the red dress. Wherever there was a spy or a plant, she is one. Sorry, guys. Wherever she is a spy or a plant, she is one. And it's not CIA. Is it Mossad? Is it Mossad? A lot of it's about herself as well. Just to be like that famous person type of thing. Do you remember I was going on a little while ago and I kept saying the spy who loves me? Remember, I was going on about that and I couldn't get it out of my head. It's that situation. It's she's in it for her own game, but she's also there's something else I can't put my finger on. There's something else and I can't put my finger on with that woman. And I think that's going to be the downfall of Trump. And I think he knows it anyway. I think he's quite a shrewd guy. I think he knows something's not quite right. So I don't know if his attitude's changed towards her. I don't go on too social. I'm just going with what I'm getting here. But is it changed towards her over the last 24, 48 hours? I believe so, Roxanne. I like what Franco's put on Twitch. The Bond girl always that starts off with the bad guy and ends up with James Bond. There's trickery on the loose. There's trickery on the loose. Right, we've got the Empress energy there to do with this situation. We've got the Magician card. I actually think she's quite money driven as well. I know she's been like on his private jet and all of that, and Judgment. Time will tell. Time will definitely tell. So yeah, the vision I've got is that they've been out for dinner. He's took her back to like the room, but not gone in the room or something. Or there's been cases. There's definitely been cases. I don't know if it's gone the full way, but there's definitely been something. You know. Oh God, sounds really quite, how do I put this? Right, so I get the word sexy laundry, luring, luring, luring Laura, Luma, luring Laura Luma, sexy laundry, and trying to blow his mind type of thing. Oh God, the thoughts of it. But that's what I see. And it looks like a darkened sort of like hotel room or something. Like I'm not talking about a posh, somewhere posh. It might not be a hotel room. It could be something, but it's not. It's certainly not Mar-a-Lago, that's for sure. I think there's going to be some scandal to come out with Laura Luma, and it's not just to do with Trump. And I don't know why I'm seeing Musk's face as well. I don't know what that's all about, unless it's going to be something what's going to be all over Twitter talking about it. And Musk's got something to say about it. It could also be that. I'm not saying Musk's been with her, but then again, he's another wide boy as well, isn't he? But I don't think she's Musk's type anyway. That's what I'm getting. Musk's type. But I don't get a good vibe from it all. Do you know what I mean? I don't get a very good vibe from the whole lot of it. It's all about rich men and money and swingers parties, all that type of thing, and things what people have done, and I just don't get a good vibe about the whole thing. I honestly, I'm going to go for it tonight, right? I actually think Trump's done something with her, and I think he's regretting it. I think something's happened and he's trying to like pull back. And I mean, if anybody out there thinks that he wouldn't do that, you know what I mean? I mean, he ended up marrying one of his lovers, didn't he? You know, but I'm telling you now, something has happened between them. I'm not saying it's going to happen now, or it's happening now, but something has happened. Now, I've got to touch upon this as well, because this is another strange thing. And there was a video going around of Melania, and I think she was like talking about what they had done to her husband and everything. You know, she was promoting something. Was it a book or something? It was a recent video where Melania was talking, and it didn't seem like real Melania. And I'm just gonna double check that. I'm just gonna put these back. Was that really Melania? Was it really Melania? Trickery magician? No, it wasn't. I'm getting what's it called? Artificial intelligence, like sort of that type of thing. Right, so definitely wasn't. It was trickery with artificial intelligence. That's what I'm getting. Trickery at bay here. I haven't covered the P. Diddy thing, but all I'm going to say on the P. Diddy thing is that there's a lot more names involved than you think. I'm getting it really, it's just come to us from spirit there. What is the driving motivation behind the AI video of Melania? Good question. That is a very good question, and I'm going to sound really off my note now what I'm going to say to you, but I'm just going to go for it tonight, right? I've got nothing to lose. I want to say it's the matrix breaking. I want to say it's our reality. It's like the veil's very thin, and Melania's speech is one of many things. If how we've been tricked. It's got something to do with time and space. It's like we're watching scenarios what are not in real time. How do I explain this? The world is not what we think it is. There's more to whatever is going on than we know. I believe that maybe there's a lot of things that we watch on television which is that, you know, it isn't happening where it's real people. And I've talked about this before, that there's a lot more synths out there. I call them synths, not clones. There's a lot more synths out there and trickery than we actually know, and there's more synths than there is actual humanity. That's what I'm getting tonight. I want to say the Antichrist and the Beast is in full operational. It's all happening now. Okay. So you've just got to use your gut feeling on what's CGI and what's not CGI, and who are clones and who aren't, and you know. But I actually do think that was CGI. That's what's coming through here. It's all coming out. It's all breaking down. So I'm going to get the crystal ball out now. All I know is that the US election isn't going to end the way you think it's going to end, and you're not going to get your answers straight away. But I think that there's going to be bigger things what's going to be announced round about that time or just after, and events is what I'm getting, and it's the start. It's the rolling, if putting everything into place, implementing it into place for New Earth to happen. So basically, once the election comes, what I'm predicting tonight is it's going to be like boom, 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 event. Hold on to your hats, guys. It's about to get very, very bloody crazy. And I just want to say, just don't panic, do your inner work, It's all a movie anyway. It's all just... No politician is ever going to save us. Only we can save ourselves. That's where we've gone wrong as a human race, by giving away our power to these politicians. I don't care who they are, right? I think what I need to say to you is that you are in control of your own life. I don't think I will be showing me arse if it's either in Fenwick's window or Harrod's window, because I actually do. I feel really damn well confident what I've said tonight will happen. Green. So you'll not get to see that me moaning, because that would be a sight for sore eyes. Yeah, so what they're giving us tonight is, and I'm going to shut it on this one, I'm getting she could be inaugurated twice. You'll have to comment on the link below why I'm getting that, or how that could be the case. But it's coming through really, really strong. And talking about Harrods, we've had all the carry on with Dodie's dad, with all that hoo-ha, what's come out, with all the shenanigans that he's been just as bad as Jimmy Savile, hasn't he? With what he's been up to with all these women, what's come forward and claimed what he's done to them, and that isn't good. It's all coming out now, isn't it? Again, going back to rich people, I'm not saying all rich people are like that, because they're not like that, but it's like, it's a funny old thing, money, isn't it? It's a funny old thing. Does he still own Harrods or not? Or is it somebody else who owns it? So Mohammed is Dodie's dad, the guy who was in the car with Lady Di when they died. I don't believe Dodie was like that, mind. I don't believe Dodie was like that at all. Just pulling some more cards out here. A lot of big names to go down, a lot of big changes to happen, and it's all to do with politics. It's all to do with politics. And I don't know why this is weird. Before I get into the crystal ball, I see a split with the UN. A split with the UN. Why would I get that? Right, let's put them back. Interesting. Sit back and relax, and let's look into the looking glass. Something about money. It's coming out really strong. I want you to remember the 15th. And I've talked about this before, I've covered it before, like printing money. There's going to be something about the pound, what's coming out. Something about money. It's going to be all over world news. So I don't know what that is. But it's like they're showing us printing money, and there's something coming out about that. I wonder if there's going to be a change with the pound, and there's also the euro. It's going to be a big topic of conversation. And I see Keir Starmer's face in the middle of it all. So God knows what that's about. Then I'm seeing the UN. Remember, everything I'm telling you, it'll all fall into place. Sometimes I can read a year out. Do you know what I mean? So I think 2025 is going to be quite a roller coaster, to be fair, guys. More than one ways or one. But definitely something's changing with the economy in 2025. Now, I'm not like a pure expert when it comes to Bitcoin and stuff like that. But what I'll show is, my guides will show us when it goes up and when it goes down, you know, the economy and all of that. And there's a couple of peaks coming in here. If anyone's into like with Bitcoin and stuff like that. October, the end of October is going to be interesting, and I want to say around about the 27th, 28th. There could be some big news also coming out globally around about that time as well. There's something coming out about fruit, and I'm being shown France or global trade, interesting, and also something's coming out about the meat market, and it could affect farmers. It could affect the farmers. So any investments that people have where they've bought coin and they weren't sure if it's going to be worth anything, I feel there's going to be an explosion, an eruption of something where people are going to either lose a lot of money or gain a lot of money. Right? So remember that. As I'm looking into this crystal ball, I'm seeing parades going through New York City. And it looks like cabaret people, like people all dressed up. And I'm seeing blue banners. When do you have Gay Pride over there? Is it the same? We have it. Is it July here? Anyway, this, unless it's to do with like you've got people dressed up like that, and it's to do with the election. That's what I'm saying. But there's something coming there and it's big, but they're shown as blue banners. Right, so the US Pride Month is June, right? Okay. So that means that it's got to be the election. And that means maybe it's just giving them an excuse to get out there, people dancing through the streets, that type of thing. Okay. New world order is upon us. But we can dodge it. It all depends who gets in. I wonder why I'm being shown that north, south, east and west. Optics. So complicated. It's so complicated. And I've just got to go with what the visions that I see. Stomach's definitely going down. Definitely going down. I've just seen this vision. It's like I can see Kamala Harris's face. Pelosi. She's still going. Just seeing her there. And it's like official. It's like they're going into some building, that they're having some sort of an important meeting. But it's after the event. After the event. And I'm getting something about 3 people. I don't know what that means, guys. I really don't. Sometimes you've got to be like a blinking detective to put it all together. And it's like they're coming out of the building and there's like some big announcement. I don't know what that is. I really don't know. And it's funny because I'm getting the 11th. So remember that as well. It could be something to do with military on the streets. And I definitely see military on the streets in the UK. When it kicks off, I always say this, when it kicks off, go inside and shut the door. I've had this vision for a while. It reminds us a little bit of the vision of in the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where they're telling people to get out because there's something wrong with the air and everyone's running around with gas masks on. But there's actually nothing wrong with the air because they know that the aliens are coming to town. to do with Devil's Mountain and all of that. I'm getting that sort of energy, that feeling, but it's like that they're trying to stop with, and people are trying to get up north. This is the vision. I've had it in dream state as well, and people are trying to get up north, and military are stopping with. And what I want to say to you is, and my guides are saying, if that's the case, go the back roads. Don't go the main roads, go the back roads where the cameras aren't. But I don't know what that actually means. So maybe that's, I don't know what that is. It could be symbolic. But there's going to be military at some point on the streets in the UK. But I also feel that there could be military on the streets around parts of the Washington when something kicks off. That could possibly be the case. And just keep out of crowds and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's best to keep out of the way. But then they're giving us green for healing and lots of love coming in there. $21, $27. What have I got there? This Saturday is going to bring some big news there, you know. A big news to do with Trump. It's Saturday. And a Monday. It'll all happen so quick when everything changes. Everything will all change very, very quickly. There's some big news coming in around Angela Merkel and to do with Germany. Trade's going to be affected 2025, and I think it's all part of the takedown of because they're going to bring in this new economy. Massive changes coming in into Africa, parts of Africa, because trade's going to be coming a lot, to and throwing a lot from Africa. Trouble is brewing in the Middle East, and I want to say 8 or 9 is going to be connected. So I don't know if that's the 8th or the 9th of a month or 8 or 9 weeks from now. Log everything I'm telling you, it'll all fall into place there. We are rising, you know, as a human race. We are all starting to rise with our abilities. There'll not just be one state funeral, there'll be 3. Everything I'm telling you will fall into place like a jigsaw puzzle. It's a load energy. It's like a load energy. And I'm saying that like a load energy. I'm saying a statue. I'm saying a tomb. I'm saying a man, like a statue of a man, and he's down like that, bowing. I'm getting a very Masonic Lodge energy. That would be wonderful if Musk bought YouTube. I'm not getting it at the minute, like, but that would be wonderful. The birth of Christ. The birth of Christ. They say Jesus is returning. I wonder if he's a baby now. There's going to be some military stuff what's going to be announced. Lots to do with military announcements into next year, 2025. And one of them is going to be like a new super aircraft what's going to come out, you know. And I don't know if it's a new Concorde or something, or there's a new aircraft what's going to be released. So possibly watch for that. Big news to do with mining. I know that goes on in different parts of the world. You know, they've tried to stop it over here in the UK. But big news to do with mining. It's interesting. There's going to be massive changes there, and big news to do with Mark Zuckerberg, to do with Facebook, so watch for that. Everything I'm telling you will fall into place like a jigsaw puzzle. But definitely entering into a new timeline here. There's definitely new beginnings coming in. I want to say the gods are awakening within. And it's to do with the main pyramid in Giza. Is there a main pyramid in Gaza? I thought the main pyramids were in Egypt. Something's going to happen huge to do with Gaza. I see lots of smoke. I see lots of worry. So when all these masses of destruction takes place, then it's like it's bringing the excuse to bring in the new technology, the new system. Gaza, Egypt, okay. There is a pyramid in Gaza, right, okay. There will be eruptions in sea, and there'll be fire in sea. And I pray for the animals, I pray for the mammals in the sea, the aqua life. I can hear them crying, the dolphins. Let's send a prayer to the dolphins. The biggest thing what's going to take place on this planet between now and 2028, before 2028, will be the change of plastic. The ban of plastic will go down in history, and it's going to be huge. I predict that tonight. I've said it for a long time. Come on, hello, darling. Do you want to come and say hello to everybody? It's your sister. She's still hiding. Come on, baby girl. Nala wants to come and say hello. Are you coming up? Finally, no plastic. The plastic will be removed, and it's going to affect the food chain, and it's going to so everything has to change. Plastic's what causes cancers and stuff like that, and not just cancers. It affects a lot of different illnesses. There's going to be a ban on plastic, but before then there's going to be something like a mass destruction. There's going to be something to do with an event in sea and water. And I wish I could see this wasn't happening. But I'm seeing the tall beings with the long necks and the showing as it will. Sometimes to have the light, we have to have the dark. Sometimes it hurts the visions that I see. Is there anything else? Poland, big news. Putin will fall and a woman will rise in Russia. For the woman who will stand in the White House and the woman what will take over Keir Starmer, the biggest talk about of Earth news will be the woman who will rise in the Russian Empire. It's as if it's history repeating itself. Alexandra the Great. Great change to take place. A few more things that Keir Starmer will do before there will be great change for the UK, to bring in the dark days, to bring in the great change, to bring in the votes. But he will go too far with benefits. And the British people will fight back. The British people will fight back. Big, huge news coming in around Xi Jinping. And for the first time, where we have the US is the leading in economy, that will not be the case for a short, I don't know if it's short-lived, but China will be the leading with economy into the future. As we enter into New Earth, then it will settle down. And once US takes the change, then she'll rise again. The phoenix will rise. After she falls, she will rise. It's fading out now. We're going to go into a very futuristic world over the next 10 years. You'll not recognise this world 10 years from now. It's going to be so futuristic. The grid. They're showing us the grid. Something about Texas. There's something huge coming out about Texas as well. Don't know what that is. Everybody's talking about it on World News. Something big's coming there. Is there anything else? And all these different events are going off. There's going to be a baby on the World News through this situation. Something about a child, and there's going to be a family talking about this child, and it's nice. It's bringing joy and hope. I'm getting the Christmas energy, you know what I mean? And I'm getting like that Star of Bethlehem energy, Christ consciousness. So where there's mass destructions and horrible things happening and warlike situations, there's something beautiful happening with a story about a child, and I'm going to leave that one with you for the night. That there will be hope, that there will be great change. To bring in the great change and the great light, we face great darkness, but it's only temporary. Nothing sticks. Everything moves. Energy moves. Nothing sticks. It stays there. I know this sounds really horrible, right? But there will be more attempts on his life, Donald J. Trump. But not just on him. There will be others. There will be others too. And I don't know if it's just how toxic politics has got now, and how dangerous it's got now. But it shows the mentality of where we are now and how things have to change. Yeah, it's going to be quite a crazy ride of things over the next couple of months. When the child was born, I'm getting that song. Who sung that song? Well, Johnny Mathis sung that song, doesn't he? The only reason I know that is because my mother used to be obsessed with Johnny Mathis when I was younger. She used to play it. Oh, remember the big LPs? The big LPs? I've got them all in the house, in my mother's house. I feel this Christmas is going to be so biblical. And I think that whatever takes place globally is a human collective. I don't know, I just feel it's going to change us. It's going to change us. I hope that's helped, guys. Until the next time, stay safe, stay blessed, stay strong. I do feel it'll be okay to travel at Christmas. We haven't got to live in fear. We have not got to live in fear. Isn't that right, Nala? Do you want to come and say goodnight? Come on, baby. Come on, baby girl. Come here. She's purring. She's getting such a big girl. So is her sister. Come on. Are you coming up to say goodnight? I'll show you a beautiful photograph of Nala before I go. Oh, thank you. So Nala, every night when she goes to bed, she has a night-night with her Peter Rabbit. Where's me baby girl? Where's the night-night with the Peter Rabbit? Where's your Peter Rabbit? You want to go and get it and show everybody? Eh? Let's see. Do you want to say hello? Say night-night. Nala? Nala? 2 minutes. Where's it gone? I'm going to show you a little video. And on that note, Nala say night-night to you. Night-night. Take care, guys, and I'll see you all again soon. And may the force be with you all. Good night.